Hey guys, welcome to Bubbleman's World. I'm here with my good friend Sarah Sunday, the founder of the Karma Cup, which I guess we're going on year 3 now.
Year 3.
Year 3, that's pretty awesome. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We want to kind of get a little update on what's going on, what's planned, how it's going to be, the dates, etc., etc. And I thought what better way for Sarah and I to sit down. We've got some beautiful West Coast concentrate bubble hash here. And of course, some lovely Heavenly Days rosin, both sweet skunk and Congolese. So I did promise we would start out with the sweet skunk, because what better way to really get into a conversation about a cannabis festival? Is that what we should call it?
Yes, cannabis festival. That's exactly it.
Exactly. So don't be limited in your thinking that the Karma Cup is just a cup. That might have been a misnomer in the early days of naming it, but the Karma Cup is going to be much more than a cannabis cup. Not saying that a cannabis cup is a bad thing. It's a wonderful thing when it's done properly. It can be an exciting experience to be a part of. I've been going to them for 25 years myself. But in this day and age, it's nice to see the sort of educational factor and more factors being taken into play, rather than just, let's get a bunch of people that love pot, get them into a small room, judging, give some trophies away.
Yeah. We're taking on all the aspects of cannabis culture and celebrating them.
That's awesome. Well, I'm really kind of looking forward to this. It's going to be on October.
It's October 22nd and 23rd in Toronto, which is the weekend before Halloween, sort of harvest festival time. Everybody can bring the goods.
Oh yeah, that's good timing actually on that sense.
Yes.
More people should pay attention to that.
It's also, there's less going on, so it's just like a perfect time to get a crowd, and we haven't had a smoke out in months, and everybody's looking to have a good time and get together again.
My God, does this resin, has it ever taken on a nice texture in the sun, you know?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I feel that we should do ladies first.
Oh, chivalry is not dead.
No, my mom taught me well. I'm actually using this as a carb cap.
Okay,
sounds good. It fits so perfect.
Yep.
The only thing you really have to be careful of is because there's resin in there.
Yes, it'll melt down.
It'll melt down, and it was giving me endless rips the other day. I was over with Brett, and I was just like, man, I can't seem to finish this hit. And he's like, bro, look in your jar. And he had all this freeze-dried bubble that had melted down the sides, and it just coalesced around the bottom. It was pretty classic. Here you go.
Awesome. Thank you.
Feel free to take half of that, or a third of it, or all of it, whatever you like. We're going to be dabbing here for a bit, so no need to get completely zombified before we get our message out to you guys. Almost left Sarah hanging there on the carb while I was yammering. Did you guys notice that? Someone will be posting, put the carb cap on,
I'm like, come on, man, hurry it up.
Thank you.
Oh, that was tasty.
Oh, the sweet skunk's so nice.
That was hella tasty.
Super nice. So yeah, like, tell us a little bit about, I guess, maybe let's start from the beginning, how the Karma Cup started, because it really was not something that I would say happened naturally. It seemed like you were really like a force behind it, saying, this is happening.
Yes.
While other people were like, yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. You're like, no, you don't understand. This is happening. Because I remember how all that happened, and I did get to be at the first Karma Cup. It was a bonus because I was heading to Jamaica anyway. I just happened to be in town for that.
Good timing.
But yeah, like, tell us how it sort of started, the thought of developing a cup, and then how the cup evolved into a festival, and to kind of lead us up to where we're going to be in the next couple of months when it happens.
Okay, so my reasoning behind creating the festival, or well, not even the festival, let's start at the cup. With the cup, is as a grower, I wanted to get more value out of the competitions I was entering. So my thing is, I want to give the growers as much promotion as I can for their products. So we have like a profile online, we take professional pictures of the stuff, we post them online, we post them on social media, we give you links, there's more than just like the possibility of winning a trophy and winning some bragging rights. You get some lasting value behind that. We basically started that trend. I was always frustrated that I'd find out about High Times or some cup happening, and then you couldn't even find pictures or any information about the winners. You just see a name, and it's like, well, how useful is this? There's all this value, there's all this content that could be created. So
Yep.
we try to maximize our content and create a lot of value for everybody involved. So I'm also all about getting a good pack of contestants pack of contestants for these judges to evaluate. So I go around to all my friends and everybody I know that's a grower or producer, has a company, and I'm like twisting their arm behind their back and saying, "You have the fire, please bring it."
Right.
Go. I know you've got a lot going on and everything, but hey, we really want to smoke your stuff, and that's worked out really well for a lot of people. They've made their brands off of it. So I feel like we're giving value to the judges, we're giving value to the competitors, everybody gets a good time. Now we're making it bigger. We're making it so that you don't have to just buy a judge's pack to be able to enjoy, even if you're in a low income or a disability issue or something like that.
Yeah, which is always an issue for some, for sure.
Well, and it should be a person's choice. So now, if you want to just come in for the weekend, it's like $15. It's super cheap, really accessible to everybody. I think it can be afforded basically by anybody. And it's also level. Like, if you've got a wheelchair or something like that, you can get in. Basically everything else was upstairs. So now it's accessible to all. The price is accessible to all. We've got festival amenities. We've got like live glass blowing, 5 torches going. We've got a live visual art show with lots of graffiti art and other kinds of visual art. We've got all those artists, the glass artists and the visual artists, selling their stuff in the marketplace. We've got a glass marketplace and an artisan marketplace. We've got a couple different vendor areas for different types of booths. We've got a medication zone for patients where there'll be like extract artists and producers and dispensaries located, and we have another tent that's like a 6,000 square foot medication tent, vapor village type tent, and we're just going to have a large vapor area in there, plus 6 booths that face onto it, pretty prime booths, I would say.
I bet.
And part of that space is going to be chairs, like about 100 chairs for our speaker stage, which Normal is working with me on the speaker stage, and we're programming some interesting panels to actually really get into issues that are going on in cannabis in Canada today and our industry, and broadening and spreading more information to everybody that might be interested.
I think that's a big plus and bonus, because that's what gives the people that ability to, they can go and see all the other stuff, but it's like you can really take something back when you see someone speak at one of these events where it's inspirational knowledge. You cannot believe that you're hearing it. And obviously the knowledge I'm talking about would be, any of the medical sort of miracles that people call miracles, but are really sort of described as simple endocannabinoid deficiencies. It's really important to have that aspect of the education for your audience, and I'm definitely glad that you're doing a speaker stage.
Yes, it's totally important. Actually, we want to get all the aspects in there,
Right.
We've got the fun, we've got some education, we've got various types of fun, various types of education.
Sure.
We've got some good food trucks coming. I'm not really using that as an income source. I'm just trying to provide excellent food for the people that are involved.
Well, what a bonus, and I think that the fact that you're not coming at this from a like, I've been in marketing for 15 years and I always liked herb, I thought I would put the two together. I like that you're coming from it's like, well, I'm a grower. Because I met you as a grower. That's, before the Karma Cup, you were Sarah the grower. And so that's your perspective, that you're coming at it from like, I'd like to see one of these events, like, give more to the growers, because I'm a grower.
Yes.
And so instead of like going around and bitching about how all the other cups weren't doing that, you created your own.
Well, that's what I do.
From a grower perspective, so that's it's very cool. I look forward to it, October 22nd and 23rd. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there probably under my Bubbleman brand and the Blue River Extracts Canada. So we haven't discussed exactly what's going to go on, but I suspect that there will be some sort of terpene tasting booth, and maybe we'll get some terpene champagne, some terpene made up for the event. But it should be pretty fun. I'm definitely looking forward to coming and seeing. It's always nice to see, who in that community is representing at this particular, because I like to
Yes.
go to most of the events,
Yeah.
whether it's an event for LPs or an event for doctors or an event for extractors or an event for growers,
Yeah.
or an event that covers many of those things, which I'm really more of a quiver guy these days. I started out, it was like, oh, all he does is he smokes bubble hash, and I was like, well, no, that's not really true. Like, I also like dry sift, and I also now like rosin, and I like to expand and have, the quiver. It's nice to have a bunch of these in here rather than just one.
Yes.
And I think that
Variety.
for a while, this is what cups were.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Totally.
slowly but surely we're seeing, man, cannabis can bring a lot to the table. So much so that it can dilute you
Yes.
in anything that you do if you focus on too many of the aspects of it,
Yes. I have 15 categories this year. Yes, 15. There's
Unbelievable.
I added 2 more bud categories, so I'm going to try to list them all off. If I forget anything, I'm sorry.
right? No, that's cool.
Okay,
You
so
did just take a giant dab of sweet
It's
stem
true, and
rosin.
there's like 15, so it's more than 2 hands, so it starts becoming problematic.
Right.
Anyway, okay, so we've got so for the bud, we've got indica sativa hybrid, CBD organic. We've got shatter, like the solvent extract, shatter indica sativa hybrid, butter, THC distillate, solventless, vapor pen, disposable pen, edible, topical, and functional glass. I got them all. I used 3 hands, so.
That's pretty incredible. When you think about it.
Yeah, and the trophies are all handmade by Patrick in Canada, in
Redbeard.
in a Ticton area, I believe.
Yeah, he is up there. Beautiful area.
Yep.
I love that he's like the hillbilly glassblower that lives in the bush, because that's like my style.
Yeah.
I could completely live in the bush in a cabin and be as happy. Well, I kind of do, except my cabin's a little bit bigger
It's just a really nice cabin, is all.
It's a big cabin, but we still live in the bush. I love
Well,
it.
you've got coyotes. You told me last time. You've got,
Oh yeah, coyotes and cougars, and we've had big black bears on the
Oh
deck.
yes, the black bear.
Definitely, we're in nature here for
I'm
sure.
in the country, but I don't get that quite amount of wildlife on my. I get deer that like to come up and eat my tomatoes out of the garden.
Right.
My blossoms, bastards.
So we should talk a little bit more about the cup in regards
Yes.
to tickets for people that want to come and just spend a day or want to spend 2 days. They
Yeah.
don't want to enter, or people that do want to enter. Let's go through the cost of all the different ways that you can participate at the Karma Cup.
Okay, totally. We'll start out with the easiest way to get involved, which is general admission ticket, and you can get either a 1-day ticket or a weekend pass off of the website, which is www.thekarmacup.com. There's just a buy tickets button on the front page, super easy. It's through Eventbrite. I think you buy it right on the page, super easy. So that's easy. The next way you can get involved is by either entering or judging. I have an application for judges on the website again, thekarmacup.com. Really easy. Again, button on the front page. Apply. We go through and basically just make sure that you're can handle the capacity and have the ability and experience, or we're looking for a broad range of different types of people, but especially medical patients, people who really consume, right? Because it's a tough job taking the first year I had 80 entries and the second year I had 100. Entering. That's, I guess, the third way to get involved. Is if you're a grower, a producer, baker, topical maker, some type of cannabis product manufacturer, you can enter. This year I'm limiting the number of entries to 2 per category, except for edible, which will be 1 per category. I've got full details online about the amounts, different categories. It's www.thekarmacup.com/entry-information. There's again a link right off the main page.
And for people out there, for a grower that might be watching all these YouTube videos and seeing all these different characters, you got Remo and John Burfello and D420K and Bubbleman and all of these different people that you're looking at. You can go to an event like this, and the majority of them could be the people that you're competing with. If you want to see how well you stand in the game, if you want to show people that you're a great grower, and kind of get that word out, because everyone believes they're a great grower, but it's definitely a little bit nicer when a whole bunch of other people agree for you.
And you get a trophy.
And you get a little thing, and then it's a recognized
Yeah.
thing. So it's definitely for people that are trying to get jobs in the industry, whether they're trying to get their herb picked up by a dispensary or they're trying to get a job with a dispensary. It's not,
Yes.
believe it or not, going to hurt you to have a Karma
Credentials.
Cup win on
Yeah.
your resume.
The last thing I should mention is that the date I actually need it in our hands is September 8th, which is really soon. It's the end of next week, basically. So if you're interested in entering, there's a link off the front page. Enter the Karma Cup, and we just ask you for the information and get back to you about how to get it to us.
Perfect.
Yeah. So enter any one of the categories.
Sounds pretty simplistic for sure. I hope that you guys watching Bubbleman's World enter something in the solventless category, as I would love to check it out. I'm not by any means a judge, but I'm sure that
Yes,
if
you
I'm
are.
there, I am a judge.
You told me you would guest judge.
Oh, I
The
am.
solventless
Okay,
category.
sorry, I am a judge. I'm a guest judge. So if you want me to judge your material,
Ooh,
then I
yeah.
would love to see it show up in Toronto at the Karma Cup for October 22nd and 23rd. Although you heard her, September 8th or 9th.
It's 8th.
September 8th. It's
Yes,
gotta
so
be
get your
in
bags
her
going.
hands.
Maybe sift might be a better short. Then it's dry.
Man, so many different beautiful ways to enter
Rosin.
solventless nowadays.
Great
Yeah,
idea.
rosin is great. I do suggest that if you really want, if you have something incredible in the dry sift or bubble hash range, that there's just so few people really at that level that enter these cups that it's definitely anyone's game at any time. I mean, any of these things could easily place. You know, Heavenly
Yes.
Days, they're rosin, beautiful. This
Absolutely.
West Coast Concentrate, I'm sure they would have no problem. I'll definitely be letting both of them know to enter in the solventless category.
Wonderful.
Of
Thank
the
you.
Karma Cup. Yeah, right on.
All the judges will be so happy now.
Would you like another little dab?
I would love another little dab. You know me. It's like when Remo says, "What time is it?"
What time is it? Remo with the classic point. He's just one of the nicest people ever. Always look forward to visiting him and Sandra.
Truly a saint.
Yeah. And involved for so long in the cannabis industry. I'm sure if he can, he will be at the Karma Cup.
I'm gonna twist his arm tomorrow, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
He'll
pretty
be coming.
easy. As
They'll-
long
they'll
as
be
he's
coming.
not like in
They're my-
Spain or something.
Exactly. I'm sure he'll come. It's all good.
Cheers.
And I love Remo and Sandy very much. So having them there would definitely make me very happy. And see who else we can rope in. There's I've got a few contenders, so it should be Matt Barron is coming.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
So there you go. If you want to compete against the great gardener,
Yes.
you want to see how well you can do against Matt, bring your solventless to the table, your rosin, your bubble hash, and your dry sifts. It's always, I know there's some amazing quality in Ontario because I have friends that live there and share little bits with me, and I'm definitely going to contact a few people and say you should try to enter this because it would be very nice.
Now that you're judging, especially, it's going to be more fun.
Absolutely, yeah. It's always fun to do a little judging, especially when what you're judging is really worthy.
Yes. Well, and I'm doing full lab testing and paying the big bucks
There we go.
for the MB labs.
Excellent.
Yeah. So.
Excellent. I'm sure that was another thing that we hadn't quite covered yet, but there you go. The Karma Cup's going to be doing the full lab testing. So microbials and pesticides.
Not the pesticides. That's $300 a test.
Wow.
That's totally. But I would love to do that if I could. I really would. You know what? This brings up another point. Wouldn't it be nice to see the game improved in lab testing in
Yes,
Canada?
absolutely.
Like I feel like I went and surveyed the entire landscape of who is out there to do this testing, and there's not very many places, and most places take a long time and are fairly expensive.
Well, I think for the fact that considering it was basically on the law, on the books, considered trafficking when you brought your MMAR, MMPR cannabis or hash or extracts to the lab and gave it to them, that was trafficking. I think because of that, a lot of them stayed out of it. But I think now that the government is allowing for MMAR, MMPR, ACMPR patients to legally have their materials tested. So when they give it to the labs, I guess basically, I don't know if the labs are going to be having to acquire a special license to be able to possess.
They have to get a licensed dealer. right now. So I don't know if that will change in the future.
Right. Makes sense that something along those lines. I'm not really down with all the bullshit regulations. At the same time, it seems to be somewhat needed, as I've seen in the non-regulated market. Anything goes.
Yeah.
And of course, anything goes means if you can trick someone into purchasing something that's not as good as what you said it was, a lot of that is happening in the dispensary and in the black market industry right now. And, you know, it's insane what the LPs have to jump through, but part of that, you know, I'd like to take the bullshit out that they're all having to jump through and just make it real, like make the playing field level for everyone. But it's like, listen, you have to jump through I don't care how much it costs, you have to, we're doing pesticidal tests on this, we're doing microbial tests, we're making sure, at least for a medicine.
Yes.
If it's a recreational thing, well, my God, they sell cigarettes as recreational.
Right.
So probably you don't have to regulate it too hard. You could probably literally make the cannabis radioactive and still sell it legally in a recreational market.
Yes.
But for a patient market, it has to have a little bit more of a higher driven ethics, I think.
Yes. Well, I mean, we have to try.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing. So I look forward to seeing you in October for the Karma Cup.
Yes. Well, you should have lots of fun people there. I think Patrick's going to come and blow glass.
Absolutely. And I also talked to Crockett the other day, and he said he was going to be trying to make it out.
Yes.
Not necessarily to enter. He didn't know that was a possibility, but definitely just trying to be out there and connect.
I would love that.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, I was speaking to him as well, and both he and his wife, and they're lovely people.
Yeah.
I've had some dealings with them before. We've had some coffee. It was good. I think that we're on the same level, and I don't see why it can't happen.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I hope that you guys out there in Bubbleman's world can get the word out. You can check them out at their website, which is thekarmacup.com. That's TheKarmacup.com. So pretty much from there they can get as much information about this as possible.
Yes, absolutely. That last dab got me stupid.
I'm about
I can't
to
even
finish
speak
getting stupid right now.
anymore. I'm like, gobbledygook is coming out of my mouth that I didn't quite mean, and you're getting me fucked up.
Well, you know, that's
What you doing?
You're the real deal.
Suddenly,
you know?
I won't be able to like articulate.
I know you can. I know you can handle it.
Well, I can handle it. Will I make any sense? No.
I think more than you think.
Yes.
Anyway, thanks guys for watching. We hope to see you at the Karma Cup, October 22nd and 23rd. I will be there, and thank you, Sarah Sunday, for coming and hanging out with us.
Thank you. Thank
Right
you very
on.
much.
Peace, guys.
Bye.